Yes. No, I'm available. What do you need? You sure? Wait a minute. Hold on. What are you saying? Are you kidding me? They're not in the Power 5. A Power 5 team has never made the playoff. Yes, I know they've been undefeated for 2 years in a row, but they're still going to get no love, especially with Mackenzie Milton out. What do you expect? Okay, and what's your point there? Wait a minute. You're right. Hold on. Okay, I'll tell them right now. I found a way. Guys. There's a chance UCF makes the playoff. And I found out how. They can make the playoff. Now, if you guys follow SG1 Sports, he said in his new playoff eliminator, he said teams eliminated from the playoff were LSU, Michigan, Washington State. He said UCF was eliminated. He said, I don't see a possibility of them getting into the playoff, but I have found it. I found the loophole, guys, of how UCF can get into the playoff. They do need some stuff to happen in front of them, but we will see. Okay, so think about this. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame. The rankings come out tomorrow, but we can assume it'll be number 4, Georgia, number 5, Oklahoma, number 6, Ohio State, and number 7, UCF. You might think UCF's at 7. They have 1 week to get to 4. How are they going to do that? Here's what needs to happen. And it's not that far-fetched to have UCF get into the playoff. The first thing UCF needs to do is obviously win their conference championship. I think they play Memphis. It's either Memphis or Houston. I can't remember. They have to win that game, which might be a struggle without their star QB, Mackenzie Milton. But UCF's by far and away the best team in that conference. Win that game, and you're good, okay? They obviously need to win that game. If they lose, no earthly chance. The second thing they need to have happen is they need Ohio State to lose to Northwestern, which might be the toughest out of all of them because I'm not sure if Northwestern has a chance, but I've seen Northwestern play. They're actually a pretty good team. I saw them against Michigan State. Thorson's a pretty good quarterback, and Ohio State has had this thing where they've drastically played down to competition, and they could do that against Northwestern. Because think about it. Only beat Nebraska by 5, only beat Maryland by 1. They've been playing down to competition, and they might do that against Northwestern. I'm just saying there's a chance, but that needs to happen. 2 more things need to happen. The next one is Texas has to beat Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship. And that's more realistic than Ohio State losing because think about it. Texas has already beat Oklahoma earlier in the year. And it's at a neutral site. Again, that was at a neutral site. This one's at a neutral site in Dallas, I think. If anything, Texas would have a better advantage. They need that to go right. And honestly, they can do that. Texas has an underrated defense, and Oklahoma pretty much has no defense. If Texas can pull this off again, maybe. Maybe that could happen. I mean, that's not that far-fetched. Now, here is the last one. So far, UCF needs to win the AAC championship. They need Ohio State to lose, and they need Oklahoma to lose. The last one. I've been hearing a lot of people saying they need to hope Georgia blows out Alabama so Alabama looks really bad, and that way they could come up and maybe pass them. That's not going to happen. Even if Alabama gets destroyed, they're still going to get in ahead of UCF. Here's what needs to happen for UCF. The last thing that needs to happen for UCF to get into a playoff. They need, in the SEC championship, they need Georgia to get destroyed. I'm not talking just lose. I'm talking Georgia Tech versus, Georgia Tech versus Cumberland, 222-0. I'm talking Alabama needs to make Georgia wish they were never born on this earth. If Alabama absolutely destroys Georgia and they burn them to the ground, think about this. UCF will have won. then Ohio State will have lost. Oklahoma will have lost. That would mean that the only place in front of them is Georgia. And if Georgia gets demolished by Alabama, which Alabama's been doing it all season, there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance UCF makes it to the playoff. We're all rooting for these guys. We're all rooting for them. I don't care if they make it and they get completely hammered by Alabama. We are all rooting for them to make it to the playoff. We all think UCF has been getting disrespected. And if this happens, they have a chance. Let me know what you guys think of UCF's possibilities and if you think that could happen. Or if you have any other different ways they can get in, let me know in the comments. But I'll see you guys next time. Cue that outro. Go UCF.